Look at that. The technology. I've been out of the classroom for 5 years, and look at that. Oh, and I have remarks, along with the PowerPoint. I also brought you, I don't know, 100 or 150 letters from educators, so that you would have a print copy, just in case the email thing wasn't working for you. I'd like to welcome and thank the many educators and friends of public education and our public schools who are here tonight. Thank you. Your strength and your support really makes everything that we do for our children possible. I'm Paul Emily. I'm HCEA president, and I represent almost 7,000 educators in their day-to-day relationships with the school system and the Board of Education. And I'll only spend a little time tonight on the past before outlining one possible future. The history is of the Health and Dental Fund, and the history is of overestimated costs. In fiscal 11, the board projected a balanced budget in health and dental and prescription claims. It wasn't even close. The end-of-year balance was over $21 million. In fiscal 12, the board again projected a near-balanced budget in health and prescription claims. Missed again with an end-of-year balance over $16 million. Fiscal 13, we can see the pattern. There's a $12 million surplus, and HCEA commissioned a third-party review. They came to an unsurprising conclusion. The methodology used is not appropriate and increases the likelihood of inaccurate projections. Fiscal 14 was the beginning of the "we'll run a deficit in the near future" rhetoric. But it turned out to be as big a miss as fiscal 11. The near $10 million deficit did not materialize. Instead, there was a $13 million surplus. The projections get better in 15, but when the Operating Budget Review Committee wrote, quote, "The board should obtain more realistic cost estimates vetted by community stakeholders and third-party analysts where possible to reduce fund balance amounts to more realistic and acceptable levels." The board did exactly what you think, got serious about the projections, got input from everybody that you could find. Wait. What actually happened is you disbanded the OBRC. Fiscal 16 isn't over, but there's a big deficit projected. The board's budget proposal for 17 says the deficit we don't yet have will grow much bigger, and caused us to look at your numbers again. HCEA has requested health claims data for the past 3 years, but has received no response. According to our agreement, you must provide this data, and we will conduct an independent audit. But I'm not here to only talk about budgets. HCEA can help the board move forward in its relationships with employee unions and this community. With input from a third-party review independently, you revise your budget estimates in fixed charges to reasonable levels. The county council can provide additional funding, but they won't do it if they don't trust your numbers. You honor the agreements with your employees. The teaching faculty and support staff is deeply trusted in our community. We can restore the reputation of the school system and the board. But the educators will not do this if they don't trust your commitment to them. Finally, create a Citizens Budget Review Committee. Give them complete access to the board's budget data. And here's the key: welcome their recommendations. The community will support you, but only when they know that you'll listen to them and act on what they tell you. This is one possible future. It's a positive future. It will be our expectation of the board that is seated in the fall, but you have every reason to embrace it now. It would